Welcome everybody to the All for the Ring podcast. I'm your host Luke, and for the second week in a row, we got our co-host Steve. How you doing,
Hey
Steve?
guys, I'm back. It's great. I'm really happy to be back and bring some joy to everyone.
We're happy to. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice sentiment. Let's rip this baby open.
All
here,
right,
shall
let's
we?
do it.
And I don't care if it looks weird this time. I did before.
Well-
but yes, first.
If you want to talk about this first,
I mean,
here's the T-boner, new and improved.
now you added this on
Added
here.
another Tim Tebow figure. Look at that. He moves, he throws. It's magical. So I figure, you get it next, you put something else on.
Yeah.
A lot of
On
fun.
it goes, yeah. Because I think originally it was just the white base.
Right.
I think it might cut off. Oh no, it was just the white base, and then was added. Oh, thank you. And then there were a couple of things on the sides, I believe, and then that was seemingly taken away, which is fine. That's fine. I think I added this higher level here. Nice. Somebody added what seems to be a winner, which is a strange choice, but here we are. And yeah, and then there you go.
I've added
and we've
the
got
Denver Broncos. That's where
Beautiful.
Tim Tebow, his first playoff win, his only playoff
You
win.
remember that pass?
That one pass.
Yeah, that was a real wild pass.
Yeah, it was
a
pretty
good pass.
amazing.
Right in overtime, just like
Yeah.
the first thing. That
Against
was,
the Steelers. One and done.
well, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Oh,
Very nice.
always goes down smooth. All right, so week 4. What a week. What a week of football.
Oh, what a week.
It's,
A lot of nail biters again.
I mean, fantasy was.
Whew.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
We'll
We had,
get
I
to
think-
it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, we'll get to. Obviously, we got to tease it. We had our first, I think, probably our closest ever game. It's got to be 0.02 points. You guys know, and what a heartbreaking loss for Eric. What a season saver, I think,
Yeah.
for Steve Almonte. You said he couldn't win the big games.
That's still not a big game.
It's still not a big game. Still not a big game, but it's.
I know he's now motivated, which is good.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
like to see
oh,
it.
Watch Me is the new team
Yeah.
name, which is very exciting. Well, let's talk about the sports. Patriots. They beat the Raiders. I thought they kind of beat the shit out of them. Really, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
it was a hard nosed, pounded out kind of football that. Yeah, seems like they can kind of do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. I think the one thing I got out of watching the game was John Gruden's face mask.
Oh,
Did you
it's
see
just-
that thing?
Just like,
It was
just like a
like-
little. It's like a thong, really.
Yeah, it was like one thing and just like hung down like,
Yeah.
I don't know, pretty lazy.
Like a turkey,
attempt.
like the neck of
The
a
gullet,
turkey.
yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, that was not great. But Gruden has never beaten Belichick in his entire career.
That's a great stat.
Look it up. It's a great
Wow.
stat.
Luke's great stat for the day. I like that. That should
Get
be
it out of the way early. That's
that
the
should
thing.
be a good
Luke's great stat of the day. That feels like a lot. I also just heard someone else say it, so I don't even know if it's
Well,
true, but I
sure, yeah,
imagine
so.
that it is. Bills looked really good. I've got some. I've got a mea culpa to give out.
Mm-hmm.
It's Josh Allen, and I don't know that I'm going to forget it. Probably. I always thought
Jared
it's a
Allen
J
was-
name with a generic J name.
Yeah, Jared Allen was the D end with a mullet.
Vikings.
Vikings, Chiefs. What's he play for? The Bears. So
Yeah, no,
Great player,
If you're
great
going to
player.
get mixed up with somebody,
Yeah,
not bad.
that's a great player
But
to be
Josh
mixed up
Allen, cheers to Josh Allen. What a player. So far, he's if not
number
for
one
Russell
fantasy
Wilson,
football player.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Look
if
it
not
up.
for Russell Wilson, he would be.
He's number 2. At least in our league, I'm
The
pretty
real-
sure. Let me check my facts.
He's going to check his facts. I'll talk a little bit about the Bengals-Eagles barn burner. So I'll set the stage. It's 23-23. They go into overtime. No one scores, and they tie.
Russell's number 1.
Okay, you got
Josh
to
Allen's
flip-flop.
too,
But
yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
in his sophomore or third year, it's pretty wild. Anyway, the tie heard around the world. The Bengals and the Eagles, they actually tied once before in 2015.
Really?
And that was the game where Donovan McNabb thought that it just kept going, and it
Oh.
wasn't just an extra period. And he had the gall. Again, I'm stealing it directly from another podcast, but his quote was even dumber than you would think. He said that he was worried about what this kind of tie setup would do if it happened in the playoffs or even in the Super Bowl, because he just assumed that somehow there weren't different rules. I don't know. He didn't know the first rules. He didn't know the second rules.
Yeesh.
And yeah. Anyway, what did you think about the tie? I mean, it was. Did you watch any of it? I watched a little bit of the Red Zone.
I mean, I didn't watch any of it, but I mean, my feeling on ties are it's like kissing your sister. You know, it ain't good.
no. It might feel. No. I don't know if it would. That's the okay.
That's what they say.
It's
like,
yeah.
it's
Somebody
like kissing
says
your
it's like
sister.
kissing your sister. Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
said it. I don't know.
I guess.
I'll take that quote.
Anyway, I actually am now 4 ties because if you go so far as to not score in a 15-minute period at the end of the, it's 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes, then no one should win. If you punt like the Eagles did at like the, I think they were set up for a 59-yarder and then they got a false start and it was a 64 and then they try. Just try. I believe the line is you play to win the game.
That's true.
You play to win
But
the game.
you missed that. You're giving them great field position. So
Yeah, but you don't end up with a tie. You don't play for a tie. You just you throw a couple of bombs.
all or
do
nothing.
something.
You know,
No,
all for the
I don't
ring.
know.
Let's-
I'm more for the tie now, I guess. But Monday Night Football, I didn't watch it, and I asked you right before this whether you did. I was like, you can fill us in.
I didn't
You did
watch
not. Ravens versus Chiefs, and neither of us watched it. I watched the replays or whatever. It seemed like Lamar kind of got pushed around a little bit.
Yeah.
And, didn't.
I saw the fantasy points. I saw my guy Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
50
yeah.
points, but in a losing effort on my team. But we'll get to that.
Oh,
later.
we'll get to that. And the Cowboys dropped their second loss this time to Seattle,
mean,
38-31, I believe.
That's a tough team to lose.
That's a tough team.
You know,
I mean, the
I'll take
Patriots
it.
and the Cowboys both have lost to Seattle. All we need is the Bills to lose to Seattle. I believe they play them this year as well.
Yeah, they
so
do.
That should be a hell of a matchup whenever that does happen. And then Aaron Rodgers just beating up the Saints and using that hard count to perfection, really, in the quiet, silent even, whatever the dome is. What's the dome?
Mercedes-Benz.
Astrodome?
Mercedes-Benz Dome.
It's got to be the Is it the Astrodome?
Astrodome's in Houston. That's the one that's not. They don't play there anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's next to
Where do the Saints
Texans
play?
play. Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah, but it's something else. It's like the. Oh God! Yeah, the Superdome. Superdome. is what it is. I knew it was some sort of dome. It wasn't just a dome or the Mercedes-Benz. You know, I always bring up the fun fact of the Atlanta Falcons who play in some other type of dome.
Oh wait a minute. Maybe that's the Mercedes-Benz Dome I'm talking about.
I think New Orleans is Mercedes-Benz. I think you were right about that. The Superdome.
Then what is? Yeah, might as well. Not the Chick-fil-A, but
Where do the Atlanta Falcons play? They play in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So we were all right, really. I mean, you were right both times, I suppose. But anyway, the reason I was mentioning that is the fun fact of that there's a Chick-fil-A in there, but they're never open on
Right,
Sundays.
yeah.
Which it's not that fun. It's just sort of sad.
College
and
football.
Anyway, Aaron Rodgers. So I'll just go ahead and do it right now. Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen. I've crapped on them. I've shit on them a lot. We've given up on the swearing, and I can't anymore. I think that I was thinking about Aaron Rodgers, about how much I really despised him. Not despised, but just didn't like him, didn't respect him.
Yeah.
But that was all born out of the Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers debate. Debate. It's not really a debate, but. And so I always had that, like, you know, protecting my guy, loving my guy, still love my guy, but I'm not protecting him anymore. He doesn't need protecting.
He doesn't,
Not
no.
from me. And so I feel like now that I have that burden / that holding me back taken away, I can respect Aaron Rodgers for who he is, which is an excellent quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks. Like
Yeah.
he can just sling it from anywhere. He can just be on the run and just flick it, and it's just perfectly delivered. But
the guy Lazard. I mean, his receivers are usually no names that come out of nowhere. you know?
Valdez Scalding?
Yeah.
Scaldingly hot? Valdez Scalding? I don't know. Something like that. But anyway,
He's still available as well, just so you guys know. I've got
Do you
some.
have Valdez Scalding?
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
you have Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Still available.
Cam
Apparently there
Newton.
was some trade.
There were
some trade,
I had a lot
speculation.
of trade offers, and you know, the hot seat is hot.
You haven't taken any
warm.
though. You know, you're waiting for that.
I was close.
You're
I
waiting
was-
for
I was
somebody
close.
to take you to that dance.
I was close to one, but some other people have stepped in and offered something, and I'm contemplating. So
Yeah, wondering which sister you're gonna kiss. Yeah.
no sisters a kiss here. I'll tell you that much. That's gonna be a good old fashioned big smack on the lips from some girl you just met.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
That's
a
a better.
little
That's a
weird.
better
Yeah,
analogy
yeah,
than the
alright.
kissing your sister. I mean, I like that. All right, our fantasy final scores pretty wild. We had. We'll start off with let's get the blowouts out of the way. So I lost to Ian, but I still put up pretty decent numbers. I had like 130 something points. Ian had 180, but 130 was about the middle. I think about 4 or 5 guys had 130. You know the other guys who had 130. But I lost to Ian, but I put up decent, if average numbers. And Miles blew Josh out. and that's not a difficult thing to do. So
I told you, man, he's not
you
going to be
did.
good
You
this
really,
year.
yeah, that'll come back. And then and Brian, which it keeps autocorrecting in Google Docs to Brain, and I capitalize it and
Whoa.
everything. But
Brian the Brain.
Brian the Brain, I like that. Okay, all right, maybe that's the new one. Anyway, Brian took down Chris by 35. Nail biters wise, though, we'll get right into that. Benny rights the ship with a squeaker over.
Me, yeah. 2 points.
Steve.
2 points.
2 points. Just 2
Less
points.
than 2
Under
points,
2 points,
technically.
yeah. His best game of the season by
Yeah,
far.
I mean, if you look at his numbers throughout the season,
It doesn't make sense.
that's
that
the
he would have
best his
that.
team is. I think it's going to do the entire year. I will say that. I will put that in a hot take right there.
That's gonna be
the highest point total he gets all year.
I got to put the graphics
You
up.
look at his team and you're like, oh my God, how did they score 130 points? Or 120, whatever it was. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I thought I was going to run him over, but he got a couple of good games out of some guys, and hey, cheers to you, Benny. But guess what? We play again. You're going down. You're going down. You hear that? I'm coming for that ass again, okay? Just wait and see.
He's coming for that ass. And then, of course, we've saved the best for last. The wildest game of the season by far. Eric losing after gaining a child. He loses his second game of the season. And it is by 0.02 points.
So Eric's lost in the past 2 weeks by 0.22 points.
0.22 points.
0.22
That's
points.
got to be a record. That's obviously a record for our league, but
Yeah.
it's got to be a record for like any league. That's insane.
That's rough.
Less than a quarter of 1 point.
Yeah. I mean, I beat up on him and scored 0.2 points more. And hey, this week, I'm glad we do those points though. It's
It's good. That
every
we do,
fraction matters.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
know?
Who wants to do whole numbers? I mean, you gotta really drill down. You get a half a point if you get for each PPR, and then you get a 0.1 point for yards, and the rest
Also,
of it, who knows?
I'm sorry to I'm
No, go ahead.
cutting back to me again.
Of course.
But wasn't it the guy? My running back was Josh Jacobs
Yeah.
was given a fumble.
Ah.
But if you watch the game, like I'm sure everyone did, right?
Right.
Everybody watched the game, Pats versus Raiders. He really didn't fumble. The first replay you see, he didn't fumble, but they still called it a fumble. I'm just saying a little
All turnovers
collusion.
are reviewed.
Benny, did you talk to the umps or what, or the referees? Come on, man. It's bullshit. I should have won.
Oh, moving on to the power rankings. 1 through 5. In the number 1 position. Last week, number 3 position, up 2 spots. Steve Almonte. Yeah, that's right. That's right. In a win over Eric by the slimmest of margins. Of course, we've mentioned it enough at this point, probably. Most points through the season, and now he's taking down me and both of the Uglos. So he hasn't faced a lot of good opponents, depending on how you see me. But Josh, certainly not.
No.
And Eric is, we'll see.
We'll see.
He's, I mean,
Middle of the road right now.
He's had more than 2 children now, and we know scientifically it's all downhill from
Yeah,
there.
just look at
from what
Chris.
we understand. I mean, Chris beat me to it, but I was going to say Chris is not the juggernaut that you would think before having.
I mean, it's tough.
third
I
child,
couldn't
but-
imagine having to take care of 3 kids and manage a fantasy team. That's tough. I can barely manage 1 fantasy team, and geez, I had no kids. So
that you know of. That any of us know of.
eesh.
No, just the none.
I'm pretty glad I'm actually going to face Chris this week, so I can get,
I know,
I can
yeah,
get a little
yeah.
pump
Oh, yeah,
after
no,
that loss
that's-
from
yeah.
Benny. So
We'll see if Steve can continue his newly invigorated campaign thanks to your fiery take there.
Yeah.
He's working
We'll
towards
see.
it as he faces Benny, coming off of Benny's best week so far this year. So that could be an interesting matchup. Week beginning schedule for Steve Almonte as far as the beginning few go. But enjoy your time at the top, Steve, because it's a long way down. Maybe. It's a long way to the top.
just make sure you win the big
You wanna
game.
rock and roll. And you got to win the big game. Again, it's a long hot take. So we'll see. In the number 2 position, previously at number 2, so staying in the same spot, it's Brian, the Fresh Prince of
The Brain.
Air. Brian the Brain.
Brian the Brain.
Brian the Brain. We got to make that happen, everybody. Brian the Brain put up another W. This might be a little windy. As I'm looking on the feedback.
It's good. You're okay.
Good. This time it was against Chris, so it wasn't a big deal. Just took him down.
Easy
that's all.
W.
Yeah. That said, the squad put up numbers that would have beaten 4 other guys in the league, so that's pretty good. No
good.
shame in that game. Brian registered 40 points from Dak, which is great, but not something you can bank on a week in, week out
Very
basis.
true.
And he faces me in week 4, and I'm bound to give him at least a little bit more of a fight than
It's
Chris.
gonna be a tough matchup.
We'll see. I hope it is. I hope it's at least a quite competitive one. Speaking of, in the number 3 position, previously at number 4, up 1 spot, it's Ian. Ian at 2-1, 182.7 points in a win over me, thanks largely to Hustle Wilson's 50 burger, almost 50 burger, technically less than 50, but really close, and another 53 points combined from Derrick Henry, and I didn't finish the sentence, so Derrick Henry and somebody else. Oh, it was James Robinson from the Thursday night game. Remember I talked about the Thursday night
yes, the
game,
running back from
that
the
I was
Jacksonville,
concerned
yeah.
that it was going to be, you know,
You were worried about
get
that.
27 points, so yeah,
a lot of
start
points.
on Thursday night with that. We're down 27 to go into Sunday is not
Well,
great.
tough week for him this week. If we want to get into that news now.
For who?
About the Titans not playing this week.
Oh, jeez. I actually didn't. I didn't know. Steve, filled me in on it. A couple of Lyme guys right now.
Limers.
Yeah, the Titans getting a few.
Coronavirus.
How many? Was it?
It was like 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
So now the Steelers, they're not playing, so you lost
It's a
James
little
Conner.
bit oh no!
Yeah.
I had not put 2 and 2 together at all.
So-
Do I have any good running backs that are? Oh, I probably do. I don't know. I'll have to. I clearly haven't looked at my roster at all. Really at all. All right. So.
Well, we have this little break here.
All right, postpone.
Make sure, guys, you're staying clean, wearing your masks, sanitizing.
Yes.
Be safe. Don't be
Yes.
stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Come
Please
on,
don't.
let's
be
get through
stupid.
this together with a mask on.
Ugh, Jordan Howard, I've got on my bench. Yikes. But I've got Kareem Hunt in my flex spots. I'll just move him up
There
to
you
the
go.
running back spot, and then I've got to choose between AJ Green, Edelman, and T.Y. Hilton. That's not. There are worse. There's a worse trio to think of.
I mean, hey, Edelman's playing pretty well this year.
Oh yeah, of course.
Cam's giving him a ball.
Seems
and-
like he's a little. Yeah, hopefully he took a little bit of time this past week when he wasn't getting as many catches to kind of take some time, reflect, heal a little bit, and ideally he comes back strong for the Chiefs.
Big game.
Chiefs, huge game.
Flex to 4:30.
Oh
Remember.
boy! Oh, it was a flex. Okay, so then and then finally in our power rankings we got Brody.
I
Give it
tried
an eye.
petting him. He just looked at me.
You can try. He doesn't love it.
I don't want him to bite me.
He would. But a fun fact about Brody for everybody. There's Brody down here. Hi, bud. Brody's he's just over 5 years old. His birthday is on New Year's, so he always has a very hungover birthday. Not him, just us. And he doesn't have incisors.
Really?
Yeah, because when we got him, we adopted him from a shelter. They told us he was between 3 and 5 years old, which is what we wanted. We wanted to adopt. We didn't want like a puppy where we had to teach them how to do shit or whatever. So they put him under, and they said he was a special case. That he's a little bit of a an angry dog, or just like skittish was the right word.
Yeah.
Skittish was the word, and he certainly is. But he was a very nice dog when we saw him. He loved Shay. We had just missed out on a different puggle, and so we were excited, and so we were kind of crestfallen, and so we ended up getting a little Brody there, and he was found actually on the side of Jamaica Plain in a crate with a cat. Somebody just left him there. And the cat, Marmalade, we call her. We don't know what her name was, but we call her Marmalade. Big orange cat. The cat got scooped up pretty much immediately, but Brody, he had to wait for like a month. And it was, when we went to go see him, it was him and like 9 pit bulls and like big dogs. And he was, he got lucky because a lot of people would not like this dog. A lot of people don't like this dog, just in general. But yeah. Anyway, so when we got him, Tiff went to pick him up after he was spayed or neutered or whatever the dog version of that is. I think it's
Spay
neutered.
neuter your cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Dog barker?
And they said, we had to look at his teeth, and he's not 3 to 5 years old. He's 3 to 5 months old. And we were like,
Whoa.
oh, great. So he had to learn how to like go upstairs. Like he kind of figured out our stairs after a little while and everything else. And he had he was only eating on one side when we first got him, and we found out that he had like a broken tooth, like one of his incisors.
Jeez.
And so they kind of removed so we immediately, like within a month of adopting this little fella, we had to drop like $600 on dental work, and so we got rid of of that. But because they're dogs and because it's a little bit different, they removed his other incisor because they thought they were baby teeth, or that there would be another tooth coming in, and because they want to have an even bite, so they were getting rid of one, so they got rid of the other, and they never grew back. So he just doesn't have the incisors up here. So if he bites you, anybody, that's That's our bad. But also, sack up. He's fine. He's a tiny little dog. Anyway, he's a snuggle, but
I don't want to get paid.
anyway, in the fourth spot, previously in the number 2 spot, down 2 spots after a tough loss, Steve.
Oh,
Steve
that's,
Silva.
I'm top 5. I'll take it.
Top 5, number 4, tough loss to Ben. Close one, as Ben had his best week by far.
Of the season.
I really
Mark
didn't write a lot down, so I'll just do a live analysis. Here it comes. You want to give a live
P.
analysis?
Mahomes with 50 points.
50 burger even. Yeah, nice.
You know, I love that, but it just wasn't enough.
But you were beaten by TB12, Cooper, who had 30 points. Cooper Kupp had 21.2. Eckler had 25.8. McKinnon had 15.2. And the rest was kind of middling. But, yeah, it was enough. You chose the right quarterback, obviously.
I did.
In your other quarterback race, it was Cam Newton at 13 points. That's not going to do anything for anybody. No. But he could fetch some value, maybe in a combination trade. And then Aaron Rodgers had 32.5 too. So
very respectable right there.
Oh, absolutely. Now, if you had started, looks like, let me do a quick. Yeah. If you had started Davis.
Yep. Mike Davis
over Josh Jacobs, or in your flex spot, looks like. Yeah, you would have won. Yeah. Mike Davis had 19.1 points. But
on the bench.
Ifs and buts were candy and nuts. We'd all have a lot of cavities. And you don't want to go to the dentist right now.
You don't.
Yeah, no, I certainly don't. And in the 5th position, previously number 7, up 2 spots, it's Miles. Miles at 1 and 2. You wouldn't think that a 1 and 2 guy would make it up into the top 5.
That's very interesting.
He had 147.52 points over Josh. You know,
easy
sure.
win.
Yeah,
that's a cakewalk, man, against Josh.
It is, but you know, he would have beaten practically everybody else. I think he would have beaten almost everyone else except for Ian. Yeah, that's the fact. That's the fact of the matter. He would have beaten literally everybody else.
He's got a good squad.
He's got a great name, My Chubb Ertz. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Really good. And he had double digits from everybody but his defense, Los Angeles defense, which he scooped up off of me, and he thought he had something there. But I had actually picked up the Browns defense, I believe, and they had 14 points. So how do you like that, Miles? How do you like them apples, brother?
I like them,
brother. Anyway,
right,
his big standout players were Tyler Lockett, who's had a great season so far. Of course he has.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's throwing him the ball. 34.5 points, 16 points from Mason Crosby. Nice little kicker action. His Chubby delivered yet again, 23.5 points, and then everybody else was in the teens and did pretty well. And even on his bench, Allen Robinson the second had 23 points, and so he didn't need all those points. Probably could have sat half the team and still beat Josh. But it's not about that. It's about where you are in the grand scheme. I don't know who he plays in week 4, and I'm going to find out right now. It's Eric. He plays Eric, and looks like
that's a
early
good matchup, folks.
Yeah, early matchup. Looks like it's Miles is favored by about 7 or 8 points, but it really could go down to anybody. So that's our top 5 power rankings for the week.
Top 5.
Let's move on to our White Claw Player of the Week. I gotta let's do your best White Claw growl. I don't think that's copyrighted, but that's nice. I'll try one.
Oh, go ahead.
No, hold on. Yeah, that's not great. That's just a cat. That's like a kitty cat. All right.
I don't know.
I'll use these throughout the season. I'll use different ones every time. All right, our White Claw Player of the Week. We've got our starter and our quarterback. Patty Mahomes, 50 points on the dot. What a game. What a player. I mean, this guy.
In a losing effort.
This guy does whatever he wants. I mean, and it shows. I mean, he's got that cool hair. I saw a thing that he went to a Post Malone concert, and Post Malone got him and Travis Kelce's. They must have signed his
arm,
I don't know, leg or arm, wherever there's space on Post Malone's body, and he got the KC logo and their autographs tattooed on his body. So look that up. I'll put a picture up.
Eek.
There it is. Yeah.
Eek.
I mean, it looks fine, but it's just a mess on
Weird.
that guy's body.
Yeah.
He is always tired under his eyes. I'm always tired, but I'm not going to tattoo it on my eyes.
Yeah, I don't need everyone to know.
He's got it up here. He's got it. Actually,
he also is a Bud Light seltzer guy. So
really,
you know what?
Well, he's just he must be sponsored by Bud Light, right?
Well, yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he's got to be.
But hey, buddy, we're White Claw podcast.
We're a White Claw podcast. We're not a Bud Light seltzer nonsense.
We will not endorse Post Malone.
Anyway, the non-starter of the week for White Claw, the White Claw Player of the Week, has to go. Actually, no, we're not going to go there yet. We're going to go for non-quarterback Player of the Week, White Claw Player of the Week, is Alvin Kamara on Steve Almonte's team. 41.2 points, I believe it was. He had that beautiful run that on the stat sheet, it's going to show that Drew Brees had like a 52-yard touchdown.
Right.
really had he threw it for like 4 yards.
Alvin
and
did
then
it all.
Alvin Kamara, and then the
Offensive lineman came
yeah,
running
I was
out.
gonna
Yeah,
say,
made
I
a
was gonna
block.
say
yeah.
I would imagine that you would have noticed
yeah.
that quite well. But it was like he was just kind of jogging down the field, having a nice time, waiting for his guys to show up, and then got a nice block and just took it right in there. He's got that great grill, that great sparkly grill. That's not his real teeth, right? Or is that?
I don't think so.
I think it's
I
just
hope not.
I think it's just a mouth guard that yeah.
He has
But
a
it's-
teeth mouth guard. I know that. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
has
I
like
think
the
that's
teeth
what
plate.
the diamonds
Yeah.
are. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a great look. Anyway, the non-starter of the week has to go to, and we just mentioned this, but Mike Davis, running back.
The Carolina Panthers. Yeah.
And we know the rules, everybody. Everybody knows the rules, is that the non-starter is somebody who could have started and could have turned the tide for somebody. I mean, we could probably do this for Eric's,
We
no
could.
better loss. Oh no, actually we couldn't. I looked at this. Eric could not have played a better lineup than he did.
Wow.
But Steve probably could have played a worse lineup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, ifs and buts. We already said that. Anyway, moving on to our key matchups. Of course, we almost always start with the Patriots key matchup, and the Patriots key matchup, of course, is the Patriots versus Chiefs. What do you think about this matchup? How do you feel? How do you see it's going to come out? What's old Belichick gonna pull out of his bag of tricks?
He's got to get pressure on the quarterback. Can't let Pat Mahomes escape the pocket. I think if he does that, gives him more time to
Things fall apart in the secondary.
receivers to run downfield like the cheetah.
Those fast guys. Yeah. I think that
What do you think?
I think he's got to what the thing that everybody says is that he's going to take your best thing away. I got to figure your best thing is probably Tyreek Hill. I hope not because he's on my team, but I think the idea is you keep Pat Mahomes and that offense off the field as long as you can. So you
Right.
keep doing what you've been doing, and you
Running
keep
the
going
ball,
with that
yeah.
running the ball. You go with Sony, who looked pretty good, and apparently, and then Taylor played some snaps and looked really good.
Yeah,
The rookie,
he did. Yeah.
And so somebody, what's his name, Zoe was saying that before the game. He was saying that Taylor's supposed to be playing this game, and so that Sony might have a fire lit under his ass to say, hey, look out behind you, but look out behind you also. For Burkhead.
Yeah, Rex.
Rex Burkhead, 3 touchdowns.
Sexy
and nobody
Rexy.
had him, I don't believe.
No one did.
And so that could also be the non-starter of the week too, because nobody had him. But I don't see. That's the thing.
The free agent of the week.
Patriots. I don't know if there's another team that is less or that is more treacherous, other than like previously TB12, but other than like Edelman, maybe. Who's the most reliable Patriots offensive player this season that you can think of? Maybe Burkhead, I guess, but. You could argue Cam, but Cam only had 13 points this week.
I'd have to go with Joe Tooney. Most reliable Patriot.
I meant fantasy.
Oh,
Stephen.
well, he didn't say. He said Patriot. You said Patriot.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the Patriots are really hard to be a good fantasy team because they're always doing something different.
Yes.
At this point, especially.
I'd have to go with. Well, what's Edelman been getting lately?
He's been doing well. I don't know what he got last game, but I know the game before that it was he had 20-something points. So, ooh, nice. Look, he wags his tail. He wags his tail, and people go for it, and then he just.
I'm wondering if he's
I think
gonna.
He likes you though. He warms up quickly. That's the thing about Brody. He's a jerk for the most part, and he's got a terrible, very loud bark. But he does warm up, and then once you're on his list, you're on his list for life. Like that's how it goes. Watch the next time you're on the show next week probably.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, he'll be psyched. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. So. Pats Chiefs, we talked about how, anyway. And then I looked at the rest of the slate, didn't love it. Didn't love most of it. There's Packers, Falcons on Sunday, Monday night.
Okay.
No, Sunday night. No, Monday night. That's what it is. I was actually psyched about Titans Steelers. Now it's postponed. I mean, that would have been a good matchup. I mean, I feel like it would have been fun to watch, and
I agree.
Yeah, but
I'm liking the Minnesota-Houston game.
oh,
Two teams that are underperforming right now.
both 0-3. Gotta get that.
Need
first
to get
win.
need to get in there, and someone will. So
Yep, guaranteed, almost guaranteed, unless it's a tie, which would be ridiculous.
Wow.
I like Colts Bears too. I think the Colts Bears might be nice.
Have you seen this?
I am.
I'm petting Brody, and he's not barking
Whoa.
or biting me.
Good boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too happy about it.
It's hard to say. He looks kind of angry, but not really. He likes it though.
Okay.
Anyway, he likes the thrill.
We're becoming friends.
Well, let's move on now to our news and cues section. Unless we no, never mind. gotta talk about our fantasy matchups to watch out for.
Yes.
So I'll give you the rundown of who's playing who. We got me versus Brian the Brain. We got Miles versus Eric. We got Almonte versus Benny, and we got you versus Chris and Josh versus Ian. So if it has to do with Chris or Josh, then odds are we're not interested in the game.
Yeah.
But the other 3 matchups seem like they could be a good shuffling.
I think
of cards.
the brain and you are it's gonna be a good matchup.
I think so too. I think especially because he doesn't have McCaffrey, I think that'll kind of be like a leveling the playing field a little bit
Big
more.
time.
And then we'll see how that goes. And then Miles and Eric, also a good kind of jockeying for position kind of thing. I mean, it's still early, and there's a lot of people who are, there's 2 0-3 guys. I believe that there's 2 3-0 guys, and then the rest are kind of interchangeable.
2 and 1 or 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the only other options. That's very true. I mean, we're a smart,
We're not the brain, but we're smart.
We're not the brain, but we're a very clever and very smart group.
News
Let's
and
move on
cues.
now to our.
Oh, sorry.
Let's move on now to our news and cues.
News and cues. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Anyway, so to fill in the
Tell
group.
me what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on? Well, what's going on to fill in the group about the so the last episode, wonderful episode I thought, probably our best video episode of all time. Because it was our only one, and the other one was just me. But yeah. Anyway, I got a tiny little alert that was like, "Hey, your video might not be available in some countries because you use some copyrighted music." So when I use the little Dicky, I use a few little moments. I thought if it was under like 10 seconds that nobody would care, which nobody generally does. It's still very much available. But as you get more and more famous and popular, then
They'll care.
So we've now changed it to, we're going to change all of it to just vocal versions. Hey Shay, vocal versions of the soundtracks you know and love. Anyway, moving on to our news and cues. Light week in news and cues. Not a lot of people submitting, unfortunately, but get after it, guys. Get better at this. Although everyone had already submitted by the time I put last week's video out because it was the very last minute. I really went for it. As you can see, I've kind of continued to go for it this week as well. Anyway, news from this one's from Chris. He says, "I'm the front runner for the T-boner without a doubt," which is not news for anyone who pays attention to the league standings and scores.
I still think Josh has a chance.
I think that Josh has a chance. I think Benny has a chance too. Benny's, we said this before. It was a 3-man race. I mean, obviously Benny has won, so he's still got one ahead of him, but not entirely. So that's from Chris. Great. Miles says that he binged watched The Haunting of Hill House, which is a solidly spooky show without a lot of cheap jump scares. I watched the first episode, but Tiff and I, we don't like horror. We don't like scary stuff, so we stopped pretty quickly. So.
I've never watched it, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Now she's gonna get in the shot. All right, next one. Benny says, "Finally got my GD couch." I'm not gonna read it out.
Yep.
GD couch on Monday morning. So
he had some plans for it. I remember him telling me.
Finally getting. So I assume that he's gotten it, and I imagine you've seen it already. And
the couch? No, I haven't seen the couch.
Oh, you haven't? You haven't swung by?
I've seen the place.
You haven't swung by, Benny? Unbelievable. He texted me as he watched it. Was like, "Dude, you can come by whenever you want. I just was trying to be able to, I want people to be comfortable when they come over." I was like, yeah, whatever.
It was really funny because this place definitely looked like that stereotypical guy's place.
Oh yeah.
It was just the one couch.
Yeah.
TV set up. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I like the place. It was great. I'm not insulting the place.
What are you waving to? And then who else we got? Ian says favorite Halloween candy.
Ooh.
What do you think about favorite Halloween candy? You, back in the trick-or-treating days when you dumped out the old bag or somebody tossed something into the old bag or whatever you put candy into. What was your jam?
I used to. Well, I still do. Sour Patch Kids. Snickers, Reese's, peanut butter cups.
Sure.
Those were my jam.
Yeah, those are great jams. No,
What about
I like
you?
those very much. Yeah.
What was yours? Don't say candy corn.
No, God. Oh, no. I would never say candy corn. I'm not a monster. It's disgusting. I would say candy. I always like the good Reese's, like a Reese's cup, but I like the pieces as well. I like all of it really. And then and then what was like a jam. I like Snickers too. That was always my grandmother's favorite. Snickers, and my grandfather's was Milky Way, and so they used to take a little tax. Oh, thank you very much. They used to take a little tax, and they would take most of those.
They would take a tax? Mm-hmm. So they basically made you get ice cream?
Well, partially a tax, but more we just knew they liked it, and so we would give them a couple of those.
Hold on, did you already finish it? Did you open it?
No.
Oh. Go black cherry.
Oh, black cherry. Thank you very much.
I know how much you like it.
I do.
And there's no tax.
There's no tax. No tax involved with that. No. And yeah, so then, Ian had a bonus one. Anyone else? He texted everybody. He said, anyone else's toddlers absolute monsters at school? So Steve, have your toddlers been monsters at school?
They're the little troublemakers.
My toddler. Are you a toddler? I don't know what a toddler age
That
is.
2?
I think it's like 2. Yeah. So you're not a toddler yet. You're not an infant though. You're running around. You're doing your thing. You're not a monster at all. I think you're pretty great overall. You got a news or cue?
Jeez. I'm gonna have a lot of time off pretty soon, or now actually. That Red Sox is over, so if everybody wants to hang out or wants me to hang out with the kids, it sounds kind of weird. But I'm around, so hey, hit me up.
Yeah. And I didn't actually put in a queue because I submitted at like 12:50 and 1. I don't know why. See that. Actually, doing this is the only camera angle that doesn't work for this move. Although, actually, probably what works the best for this move now that I think of it.
Yeah.
You guys could, you video editing whizzes, you could just take that and make it seem like I said anything at all. So, what are you doing? What's your cue? You got any cues? Your cue. Yeah? What's back there? Dad?
Your tricycle?
Do you want to get your tricycle? I'm doing a show. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Get out of here, you scamp. All right, moving on. I didn't actually have a cue. I was, it's a little busy this week, so, you know.
It happens. I feel like I didn't have one either.
Yeah.
Kind of feel
And,
bad.
all right, so let's move on to, we'll go on to Pick'em Corner. You got to know
When to hold 'em.
Know when to
Fold
fold 'em.
'em.
Maybe we'll just do like no words, but more like a, yeah. All right, we can use that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like I'll use that in the future. That'll be good. All right, so pick 'em this week. Really great news. I won it. I did it. I was the first person this year to win without anybody else winning it. Just me. The other ones were all ties the first 2 weeks, but now week 3, all me. I didn't have a lot of the. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. See, that sounds good. Oh, clap. Can you clap? I don't even know if you're in the shot. You might be. Anyway, Quinny's clapping too. I sealed the win on Sunday night with a Packers win, and I won it with just a game lead. I actually lost on Monday night, but so did the other guys who were in contention. So it was all good, baby. I didn't have a lot of like upset picks. I just was a solid overall picker. Although I will say that the Bengals and Eagles tie really helped me overall because nobody got that one right because no one picked a tie. You could pick a tie, I guess, but we never. Actually, technically you can't because of the Google
You
form,
won't.
You
You
can't.
have to pick a team.
You can't pick it. Yeah, that's the rule too. That's the rule. You can't just pick a tie. Thank you. So the first solo victory, and there's a lot of weeks to go. There's like a lot more to go. And so let's move on now to our bottom half of the power rankings. Bum 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 bum. Much like last week, I did not do a lot of writing for this one.
Yeah,
I
you
just
don't
kind
need
of
to. I
jammed it
mean,
together.
really.
In the number 6 position, previously at number 9, up 3 spots, it's Benny.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
I know. Enjoy it while you can, you son of a bitch. Because I am thinking this is a blip and not an indicator of the future, which was your hot take earlier, that the 124 point something mark is the
the
best
highest
that
it is,
Benny's
yep.
going to do this entire season, which seems like quite the hot take, and that's what hot takes are for. So,
I
good.
got him.
In the number 7 position, previously number 6 down 1 spot, it's Eric. 1 and 2, heartbreaking loss.
By
Just a heartbreaking
0.02.
loss. But
2 in a row like that.
ugh,
It's gonna be tough.
You know what else he had 2 in a row?
Boys.
I got that one wrong. So, but I had meant to do it during the day, and then I said, I got to get that in there. I gotta get it on the record.
He did. And
I said it was a girl. I said it'd be a girl. I was hoping, not hoping for a girl, but I was saying, maybe it's a girl, and because think about the friendship that Josh's kid Caroline and a name
Easton.
unknown.
Easton.
Well, no, I know what the boy's name. I'm saying what the girl's name would have been.
I wouldn't know.
Erica? Well, it would have been an E name probably, but
Yeah,
who knows?
definitely an E
Who
name.
could say? Probably an E name.
An E town name in Boston or in Massachusetts.
Oh,
Everett.
Everett, Emerson. Is there a town called Emerson?
Well, it's a
Well, it's
school.
obviously a very famous school, which I was waitlisted for. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You got
Moving on.
waitlisted at Emerson? Wow.
Oh, I didn't have great grades. That's the problem. I had really good extracurriculars, but not great grades overall. What you got? Oh, she's got a little.
That is
That's
data,
me.
yeah.
That's the monitor that I'm on. And then in our number 8 position, previously number 5, down 3 spots. It's none other than yours truly. You know, I like I said, I did well. I did overall well. I got 130 something points, but I just couldn't do it, and I lost by 50. So things don't get easier though, because like we said, I'm playing Brian the Brain in week 4.
It'll be a tough one.
But Chris in week 6, so
Ooh,
it's not all
easy
bad.
W.
You know, we'll get there. And speaking of, in position number 9, previously I believe in position number 9. I don't remember. I actually
No, he was 10.
Oh, yeah, previously in position number 10, up 1 spot. Good job. It's Chris. And at least he sniffed triple digits this week. He was at 97.5.
Is that what that
right
was?
there. Oh, he's right there. If you add the... Actually, now that
Thank
doesn't
you.
make any sense. But are you giving Steve the battery?
Thank you.
Nice. Oh, good. See,
Ooh, perfect. I was just looking for this.
fantastic.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Quinny. And then finally in the number 10 spot, he avoided it last week because he had a child. But he's got it this week. It's Josh.
It's Josh.
It's Josh. I mean, at least he has Young Hook-Hoo. And at
Oh,
least he has
Thank
Ezekiel Elliott, but he also played Julio Jones last week, who did
hurt?
not play, I believe. Or he
Ooh.
got hurt. I don't remember which one. Did he get
Thank
hurt
you.
during the game, or was it before the game? Either way, he
he's
got 0
hurt now.
points,
I know that.
He got 0 points. So there's
Maybe it's time for him to look into a trade or maybe revamping the team in the roster or
Maybe
the.
pick up Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. Somebody's got to
Whoa,
pick up Aaron Rodgers.
whoa!
Or
I
Cam
mean,
Newton. Maybe Cam
Joe,
Newton's going to...
Joe Burrow. I mean, ain't gonna get it done. And that's who he has. Thank
He
you.
got 25 points out of Joe Burrow, so that's not
How
too
many times is that gonna happen a year?
I think quite a few. I think Joe Burrow's quite the talent, but
I,
he's got to have
I'd give him a
talent
couple
around
more
him.
years.
All right, sheesh. All right, then now moving on to our hot take of the week. Steve, you got a hot take for us?
Oh, hot take.
I know you already gave us
hot.
that
Oh, hot,
take.
hot. Oh, hot, hot, hot.
Oh, hot.
Jeez. Hot take. I think there's going to be an upset this week.
Oh, that's it?
An upset in the fantasy realm.
Okay. What's that upset going to be? I mean, the matchups are... Yeah, actually, most of the matchups are somewhat lopsided, but you think... Wait, are you saying that like Chris or Josh are going to win? That kind of upset?
No, not a chance. I mean, I hope Chris doesn't beat me. I currently don't have a defense in, and I'm still ranked. I'm still performed to beat him right now. So I'm gonna say Steve Almonte.
He's gonna
Just pick it on Steve.
He's saying Benny, who he thinks will
Oh
not.
yeah, that's right. Dang. No.
Is that what you're
so
saying?
hold on.
Okay, all right. He's taking it back.
Take
He's
that
taking
hot
it back.
take back. Wait, no, that one doesn't count. We'll cut this. I think you take down the brain this week.
Oh, Luke takes down the brain this week. Oh, I like that. Oh, cheers to that.
Could be the White Claws calling this,
could
but
be.
hey, I'm going with it.
I, for one, love that hot take. Moving on now to our T-Boner watch.
Josh.
Yeah, it's got to go to Josh. You got to pull it together, bud.
Time to
I
make
know
a
that
move,
you're
man.
busy. I know that you're busy. But you got to have a look at your roster before.
Babies take naps. Babies
do.
take naps.
Yeah.
Look at your team, evaluate it, because right now it ain't looking good.
And if you can't look at it, have Katie look at it like she did a few years ago when you won the championship. And
It's true.
yeah, so
Maybe it's time for a trade. Maybe it's not.
this
Just
guy,
saying.
he's just using the screen time for just a jockey for a trade. Who you got on the trading block? Who you got? Cam Newton. You got Aaron Rodgers.
Everyone's available
Oh, everybody's available.
except Patty Mahomes. Patty Mahomes is staying. A lineman lunch player for this year at least.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But everybody else is available.
There it is.
I take on all suitors.
All right, that's pretty much the show. One final thing I wanted to mention. My grandfather passed away this week. Raymond Connery. He was a very good man. He spent 20 years in the state police. He was in the Navy. He left high school early to go to the Navy because he would have been drafted otherwise for World War II. And he lived a full life before I was even born. And he passed away. Unfortunately, he he and my grandmother both got COVID, and my grandmother is thankfully asymptomatic, but he ended up, passing away on Monday night, and he was a role model to me, and he was just a wonderful, wonderful man, and he will be dearly missed. And just don't fuck around with COVID. Honestly, take all of the precautions, do more, do as much as you can, and be very careful, because you do not want to deal with this disease, and you don't want anybody you love to deal with this disease. And that is going to stay with me for a very long time. But this is a fun podcast, and so we're going to finish up this thing. And my daughter's over here, and we're just going to finish this up the right way. Cheers to Raymond Connery, to all you guys, and to getting past this fucking pandemic.
To get past it, yeah.
Cheers.
To Ray.
All right. Thank you. To Ray. Thank you. To Boppy, too.
Now, don't give out your social.
Of course. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I almost forgot. Okay. And, of course, as always, don't give out your social security number. Keep it sleazy. Which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Keep it sleazy. And we'll catch you on the flippity flop. And there she is.
Kiss
There's
the
my
ring.
little sweetie.
Kiss the ring. I'm coming for that ass.